Hey everybody, Mah-Dry-Bread here with the Monday vlog. For the first time in I think 3 weeks actually doing it on a Monday. Surprise to surprise. I don't have much to talk about today, however, I am probably going to talk in length about some of the subjects. So, of my 2 points, let's start with loots. So Loots is pretty new. I don't know how many of you are going to have heard of it, but you might have heard it a bit over on Twitch TV. Loots is a new service where basically, it's like TAD. If you use TAD, watch advertisements on your phone to get YouTubers paid. This is basically TAD, but in browser, so you can do it on your computer. And it has stream integration. It does Twitch, it does Hitbox, and I think it also does Beam. Basically, what it is you can click a link attached to a streamer that is on Loots during the stream, and you type in your message to display on screen just like you would if you were donating money for a tip, and then you watch an advertisement worth a certain amount of money, usually like a 30-second ad or something along those lines, and then after a few minutes of that processing on Loot's end, it'll pop up on screen with an on-screen little advertisement. It's always something gaming related, so maybe it's a Steam game, or maybe it's like a Razer brand mouse or keyboard, something like that. It'll have your message there on screen and say that you said it, along with that little sponsorship type thing, the keyboard or the game or whatever pops up there. And then later, at the end of the month, the streamer will get the money equivalent to whatever that was worth. So I test ran it a little bit on a stream recently of Sid Meier's Civilization 6. That video will be going out on YouTube in the coming weeks. It's a little bit buggy at the moment. It just came out for Hitbox this week, so they're still working on some of the kinks, and only Hitbox partners like myself can use it at the moment. But a lot of people seem to use it, and for the short period of time that it was working properly, people seem to like it. I got a lot of positive feedback on it, with it basically just being a money donation that doesn't cost you any money to do, where it still pops up on screen and everything like that. I can see this being a really big thing in the streaming world. Probably really soon. It's probably going to grow like crazy, because I know they sent out an email to me and everyone else on the service just saying how fast they've been growing. I can see this thing absolutely skyrocketing, so you'll probably see more of Loots on my stream. Hopefully they work out the kinks soon. I think that they are. Apparently they've been really making their dev team a lot bigger to help fix these problems. And let me know what you think of that stuff. It's over on my Hitbox page. Second thing to talk about, this problem's been going on for a few weeks now over on Hitbox TV, unfortunately, but I thought I'd talk about it now because it looks like the problem hasn't been resolved yet. There's some kind of weird problem going on with Hitbox recently where they're working out problems with the company that, and this is by my rudimentary understanding, a whole lot of information is not quite out on it yet, but the company that holds the data, the servers, or whatever for Hitbox, it's where they store their emoticons, the recordings, the highlights, the VODs, stuff like that, the pictures for your description, your offline cover. They seem to be having some kind of problem. Now, not much information has come out yet. We don't know if it's some kind of problem between the two companies, or if that data company has simply fucked up and lost people's data, or what exactly happened. But for the last little while, emoticons and description pictures and things like that do not load on Hitbox. Some people have had some problems loading streams in general, but it seems like that problem has been mostly fixed. However, for the next little while, hopefully they can fix it any day now. Emoticons, for whatever reason, do not load on Hitbox. It's a pain in the ass, and it is a pain for me as a streamer, because it means the pictures in the description don't load, and a lot of those pictures for me are clickable links to things like my Twitter and my website, stuff like that. So it does suck that that's not happening right now, but I am still going to be streaming a lot over at Hitbox. I've been working into streaming more and more commonly as my schedule's been changing. So things should still be working fairly okay over there. The website might look a little weird for a little while, but for the most part everything's working properly. The link descriptions are a little bit messed up and you can't use emoticons, unfortunately. But the streaming service itself should be running pretty strong right now, so if you end up going over to Hitbox and things look a little bit weird, it's not your browser being weird, there's some kind of problem going on with the company that hosts their data that they're trying to resolve at the moment. My last point, and the most important point that I really want to get onto and talk about that I'm excited for, and it's probably going to elongate the editing process of this video by quite a bit and make it come out later than I'd like, is I want to put out 2 polls about 2 games that I really, really want to stream, and after I stream them, I'll be putting them on YouTube right after, so everybody gets to see it. I always archive my streams on YouTube. So it's 2 games. There's Fable The Lost Chapters and Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Densetsu. Now, astute longtime viewers of the show might know that I've already Let's Played both of those games in the past on my show, with Super Saiyan Densetsu being, God, probably 4.5, almost 5 years ago now, something like that. That was a long time ago. I was terrible back then. Don't go look at that Let's Play, it was probably terrible. I have fond memories, but I'm sure I'd cringe going back to watch it. And Fable Lost Chapters, which is reasonably old for one of my Let's Plays as well, but I think that one is still kind of strong, actually. I'm okay with that one. But basically, I want to stream through them again. Fable Lost Chapters because I was a hero in my playthrough, and I really want to be a villain in the next one. And I think that streaming is a good environment for being a villain in Fable The Lost Chapters, because as a villain, there's so much just fucking around and goofy shit you can do. And that's the perfect thing for a streaming environment. So I thought I could do a villain playthrough on stream and then upload it on YouTube for everybody to watch in like 1-hour chunks or something, where I'm just going through towns, killing all the townspeople, buying all the houses of the dead townspeople, and then when new townspeople move in, they have to pay me rent because I bought the whole town out. Stuff like that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun just goofing around and doing stuff like that. So I'll put a little bit of footage on screen while I'm talking about it here of my Fable playthrough I've already done, so you can get some footage of the game, kind of understand what it is. It's an action RPG, a really good old one. I thought Fable 2 and 3 sucked and were just terrible, and the remake of Fable The Lost Chapters was really bad too, but I'm playing the original Fable The Lost Chapters, which is like the version that came out right after the original that added more content to the game. I think Fable The Lost Chapters is the best Fable game made, so that's gonna be the one that I'm gonna play. Next, I also really want to do Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Densetsu. Now, less of you have probably heard of this because I did do this Let's Play when I was super, super unknown, and I'm still pretty much a Z-grade YouTuber, but I had probably less than 1,000 subscribers, actually definitely less than 1,000 subscribers when I started doing Super Saiyan Densetsu. And you may have never heard of this game, it was never released outside of Japan. So I play a fan translation of this game. It's an SNES Dragon Ball Z RPG that I think is an incredibly, incredibly fun game. And there are a lot of really good English translations made by fans out there. However, I don't use the good ones. I use the worst fan translation I've ever found for it, because I was playing these import games through emulator when I was like 8, I think is when I started, when the internet was really new still, because I was in really early on that. So I knew of these like fan translation sites in like 2000, 2001, stuff like that. So it was when a lot of my audience honestly was born, basically. I was already playing these Japan-only import games, and at the time, the only translation for Super Saiyan Densetsu was this really hilariously terrible one that's not even completed. And you can still find it online. I think it's on romhacking.net, I think is the website where I find my translations. And the one that looks like the worst translation is the one I use there, because it's just so fucking funny. So I want to play through the game again. I'll probably have Super Effector, What a Geek, and Brandon with me, because I know they've all been really excited for me to do it again. And we had so much fun goofing around with it the first time. A lot of them were there for the first run around of it. In fact, I think all of them were for a lot of the episodes. And oh my god, the game itself was really fun. The translation is hilarious. I know every little secret in the game, and it's so packed full of cool little secrets that you can do. It really helps to have a knowledgeable player of that game, honestly, because there's so many secrets in the game that are so cool to explore, and glitches that I know how to do that are really wacky. I know how to get the secret character and everything, which is pretty much a glitch in itself. It's barely functional, getting the secret character, but I know all kinds of wacky shit I can show you guys. And there's some grinding in the game and everything, but the music's awesome, and the story is awesome. The whole game is just so much fun. It takes place from the first episode of Dragon Ball Z until you defeat Frieza, with some secret bosses and some extra stuff thrown in there. You know, pad out the game. Like finding the fairy in the cave on Namek, who tells you to fuck off to a random other cave you need to find, to click on a random switch in a random room, to unlock a door in a random other fairy cave so you can find Guru. The game's really weird, but it's genuinely, like, really well made and really fun. I love the shit out of that game. And it spawns so many memes on the show, like the "I don't want to." That whole thing, that's because when you get Vegeta in that game as a team member, he's got a special game mechanic where sometimes when you give him an order to attack, he'll say, "I don't want to," and then not attack. It's incredible. And then, like, other times he attacks a bunch of times and he'll kill fleeing people. And, like, he's got this wild card mechanic to him that's so interesting to play with because, again, it's an awesome game. And it's also where "You can do it, Goku" spawned, where we cheer on anyone who's not Goku by saying "You can do it, Goku," because the translation is so bad that when Piccolo is on King Kai's planet doing the gravity training, the dialogue still says "You can do it, Goku," as if it's cheering on Goku when Piccolo is the character you're using. Oh my god, I love that game. Olaf had a bunch of footage of it on screen and everything so you can get an idea of what it is. You know, turn-based RPG, where you get these cards and use them with your characters. Really difficult game. Like, any character that isn't required to be there for the story, like, on all of Namek, the only required character for almost the entirety of the game, really, because almost the entire game is on Namek, is Gohan, Kid Gohan. Krillin can die, Yamcha can die. You can bring Yamcha, you can bring Chaozu, you can bring Tien to Namek if you know how to get them, and I do. But if they die in any random battle, they're dead. They don't come back until Piccolo's revived by Porunga. So it's really difficult. You can be playing through in the entirety of Namek with only Gohan solo. And if you know where to go, you can get some extra temporary characters that can help you out a little. But for the most part, it's tough, but every character has their own unique energy moves and stuff. Everyone has their own level up path and their different power levels. All of the enemies are actual characters from the show and from the manga, and they have different power levels and color swaps and boss battles with different abilities and different animations. It's just such a cool game. It's a shame it was never ported to English officially, because I think that people probably would have really liked it. It's one of those games that would probably be considered a bit of a cult classic. Not on the level of something like Earthbound, which sold poorly over here, but, you know, got very popular after the internet got very popular, when all the few people who bought Earthbound said how awesome it was, and so other people went back and tried it and realized, hey, this is an awesome hidden gem everyone missed. I don't think it would ever be that popular. But it's a genuinely really good game. So now that you've heard me out on these games, I'm going to have 2 polls in the description. The first one you can vote multiple times, and all I want you to do is click on either one of the games, or both of them, that you want to see me stream. So if you're not interested in either of the games, don't even go to the poll. And if you're interested in one of them, go to the poll and just click on that one. The second poll will be, what game do you want to see me do first? Now, you can vote on this whether you want to see both or you only want to see one, of course. But vote on whatever one you'd like to see me do first. I can do them side by side, maybe. I'll see how the schedule works out. But I want to know what one you guys want to see more, because I'm really excited to do both of them, because I haven't played either one of those games in so many years now, and I love them both to death. I've probably beaten Super Saiya Densetsu like 10 times, and Fable the Lost Chapters, I've probably beat at least 4 or 5 times. I love those games. So, they'll both be pretty goofy, they'll both be pretty fun. It's gonna be very casual, very goofy, lighthearted, not super serious, but in Densetsu, I'll probably be showing you a lot of secrets and crazy shit like that and glitches that I can remember how to do. Whereas in Fable the Lost Chapters, it's more dicking around, you know, going to Oak Vale and killing everyone to buy their property and showing you guys the ridiculous money glitch that was never patched from the game, where you can make unlimited money by going up to any vendor without even closing the conversation, where you just buy all of one item and then sell all of it without leaving the same menu, and then you buy, then you sell, then you buy, then you sell, because when you sell it all, he's like, oh, I have none of this good, I'll buy it at a high price if you sell it all at once. And then when you go to buy from him, he's like, oh, I have a shitload of this, I'll sell it at a low price. And it doesn't just as you buy, if you buy it in one lump sum, it's all for the same price, you know? If he's got 200 apples, apples cost 1 gold, but if you buy all 200 apples for 200 gold, and you want to sell them back, all he thinks is, I have no apples. I'll buy them for 4 gold a piece. So then you sell them, and you get 800 gold. And then he'll sell them back to you for 200. And then you sell them back for 800 again. And you can have unlimited money from any vendor in the entire game of Fable Lost Chapters. They never patched it. That also gives you unlimited points in skill, which is how you get Guile and, was it Guile, Sneak, and Archer skill. Because buying and selling gives you skill in that. It's completely broken, but it's a very fun game. So, vote in those polls. Let me know what you think of that. I'm gonna go get back to recording some stuff. Last episode of Sid Meier's Civilization 6 is coming out real soon. I can see on the other monitor here that the last episode of the Russia playthrough is coming out on this Friday, is the last episode of it. After that, you guys are going to be able to vote on what civilization you want to see me play as next, and in the meantime, while I collect those votes, I'll be uploading the stream archives of me playing as Rome. So you see the end of Russia, then the Rome stuff goes up, and then after the Rome stuff, you can, you'll be voting on what I play next in like a locally recorded one in the style that I did Russia. Although I've been practicing the game a ton, I've probably got like 100 hours on it now, so I can show you guys way more about the game. You can see today that another episode of Resident Evil Revelations went up. I don't know what people think of that game so far. It hasn't been getting as many views as the other stuff I've been doing, but it seems to be getting somewhat positive feedback, so if you like or are not interested in that series, let me know in the comment section of this video, just so I know, like, do you guys want me to do more of those videos or less? Because I'm not going to stop it, we enjoy doing those ones, but, you know, if you guys aren't as into that one, maybe I'll upload it a little bit less often and focus a little bit more on other things like Civilization or whatever else. Lastly, because I get asked about this constantly, yes, more episodes of Hearts of Iron 4 are coming out. It's just me and Aldrahill, our schedules don't meet up a lot. He's a busy guy. But on Tuesday and Thursday of this week, episodes of Hearts of Iron 4 are coming out. So we have enough to fill out this week. We try and do every Tuesday and Thursday, it's just it doesn't always work out. And hopefully we'll be able to get episodes recorded before next Tuesday and next Thursday as well. I get the feeling we're going to work into a groove now of not missing any more episodes until we're done that series. And after we're done that series, we're likely going to do more games together. I know we've been wanting to do some Civilization 6 together for a while. All kinds of games we want to do together because we play a lot of the same games. Anyway, I think that's it for this vlog. This vlog went on way longer than I thought it would. I thought this would be a short one. So, thank everybody for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.